It's a new day with new opportunities here at CBS Breakfast Show. My name is Rafong Gutusi.
My name is Danflo Elindwe.
And this morning, as we do our newspaper review, we have a lot of new headlines to share with you, starting with the Standard newspaper, where they start by who'll blink first. That's the first question that they're saying. What about the Daily Nation?
The Daily Nation gives a highlight of Ruto's tour in Mount Kenya. He says, "I am the king of the mountain."
Interesting. And then we will be closing with the Star, where they start with nothing for projects as pay gobbles up billions. Now, it's been a lot, or there has been a lot happening in the political scene in the country, and we'll be starting off with the Standard, where they are discussing what happened between CS Justin Muturi and President William Ruto. So as we are aware, or as we have been aware this current week, President William Ruto is on his 5-day tour of Mount Kenya region. This is his 3rd day, and former Justice or former CJ or CS Muturi has been let go, which is now under new leadership. What does the Daily Nation have to say?
For the Daily Nation, "I am the king of the mountain," Ruto says as he tours Mount Kenya. Now, President William Ruto says he does not need any political brokers to ascend the slippery but won't reach Mount Kenya region, brushing off acrimonious falling out with his former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Yeah, well, these are very interesting topics, as we've come to be aware of. Now, when it comes to the wrangles between CS Muturi and President William Ruto, this has been because of the abduction cases. According to CS Muturi and his press release and his press statement yesterday, stating that his son and the case around the whole situation is why he was unable to attend cabinet meetings, which President William Ruto stated was the reason why he got fired. Now, according to what President William Ruto said on his interview on Monday evening with Mount Kenya journalists, is that CS Justin Muturi was not really fit for the job, and therefore he had to be let go. But according to CS Muturi, 82 people were abducted between June and December of 2024, with 60 of them losing their lives. Now, according to Justin Muturi, this is very, very concerning, and the president just doesn't seem to care enough. What do you think will happen in Mount Kenya now with the president there?
I think it is interesting to watch. So far during his job, we've not had any cases of violence or chaos, but this is the first time we are having a cabinet secretary clap back at the president over issues they're facing. So it's definitely one to watch.
Yes, it's definitely one to watch. Now, moving away from politics, there's also been a lot happening in the educational sector. Now, yesterday, PS Justin Bitok also talked about the fact that they will be appealing the decision by Justice Chacha Mwita on refusing or stopping the university funding model, and also the payment of school fees through the eCitizen platform. Now, what are some of the other developments going on in education?
Other than that, we are having more than 25,000 teachers are set to get secure promotions across the country. However, this new move by the Teachers Service Commission is facing some slight opposition, particularly from the teachers' unions, KUPPET. So, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, says they feel this the new promotion for this year, it is a bit unfair, particularly noting. So KUPPET says that since TSC is promoting an equal number of teachers across the country per region, they feel some regions have more teachers while others have less teachers. So this promotion is more likely to be beneficial for the regions with more teachers and less beneficial for regions with less teachers. Yeah.
Interesting. And talking about opposition, yesterday on Wednesday, ODM party leaders came out saying that they are not really up for the political seat to the IEBC Commission. What they stated is that this mainly began with the Kalonzo Musyoka party. This is the Wiper party, whereby initial stages were actually mishandled because of the internal conflicts which were brought about by the members not being satisfied with the positions that they had. But according to the party leaders, which is Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua, now for the People's Liberation Party, they are ready to go to court if these people or these commissioners who will be selected will be coming either from ODM or Kenya Kwanza. What do you think this says about our political scene, and especially such a crucial topic?
I think when it comes to matters election, of course, Kenyans have been pushing for the reconstitution of the IEBC commissioners for the past few weeks, and it is good that we are seeing progress in that in those steps. But at the same time, as Martha Karua and Kalonzo Musyoka, they're claiming that President William Ruto, as well as ODM chief Raila Odinga, they're coming together, and it's like they're trying to put their allies to be part of the commissioners. So according to Kalonzo and Karua, they claim that this alleged move by Ruto and Raila, it will interfere with the integrity of the coming elections. If at this point, we are seeing Kalonzo say that he wants to move to court to oppose to oppose what he claims will interfere with the integrity of the elections. Already, as we can see, the selection of the IEBC commissioners, we are already running behind late on schedule as per the constitution.
Yes.
If we have Kalonzo Musyoka also go to court, that might definitely bring in more interference into the process.
Yes, that's actually correct, because when it comes to the interference, just as you have stated, the Parliament also decided that there will be a 14-day delay or a 14-day extension for these commissioners to be chosen. Now, what do you think as a Kenyan? You are waiting for the next general elections to select your next leader. Do you agree with the fact that there should be more days allocated to the commissioners to be selected, or should this deal be done as soon as possible? But moving away from politics, there's also a lot that has been happening on the health and medical side when it comes to the body by design case. This is a case that has been evolving since October of 2024 after entrepreneur Lucy Wamboi lost her life after a botched surgery. What does this say about these medical facilities, these medical services, and especially when it comes to body modifications?
As we await the judgment by the court at 2 p.m. today, we are hoping, I think Kenyans are hoping that justice may be served. And it will also be a sign that medical facilities across the country that they will not get away with any medical negligence that happens. So I think as Kenyans wait on that, it's a good move by the court to handle this case first of all, and secondly, it gives Kenyans assurance and other medical practitioners out there that are not maybe well certified or have the right training to do such procedures.
Yes, that's actually correct. And now think about it this way. Imagine you are a young man, a young woman, or even you're in your life, with your partner, and you're thinking of modifying something. You want to change something on your face, you want to change something on your hand. What will you be considering for these modifications? Now, just to keep you more informed on this case and how it's going, the three people who are being arraigned in the Kibera law courts are George Njoroge, Lillian Wanjiru, and Robert Mutula, who pled not guilty on Wednesday. Now, these are the current developments that, as we will be finding out later today, will decide the fate of Body by Design as an institution and a medical facility, and also what this means for you when you want to get such procedures done. What else is developing in the country? I'm
also seeing here a very interesting story whereby there is fury over TSC. The Teachers Service Commission is allegedly handing over appointment letters to politicians. Wow. So it is like teachers are receiving appointment letters from politicians and not from the commission as is required. So it is actually the Teachers Service Commission that is mandated to employ teachers.
And talking about those teachers that you have just mentioned, there are 20,000 newly elected, forgive me for that, not elected, but there are 20,000 newly hired teachers across the country. This is what TSC is saying. This is what the Education Commission is also saying, that the jobs are now here. Let's see what will happen. Julius Bitok, the PS of Education, is also saying, we're going to handle this, we're going to make this a steady motion. But let us not forget what has been happening with health. there's a few challenges that people are facing with SHA when it comes to registration, when it comes to receiving these medical services. How has it been? Have you even personally tried out SHA?
Honestly, I'm yet to try SHA, but I'm hoping I may not fall sick.
Right?
Yeah, so that I may not be required to use my government insurance. But at the same time, we are hoping that the issues may be addressed soon. We are seeing a new cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Health, that is Aden Duale. Though the doctors, they seem to give a vote of no confidence to the new CS. Let's see how things progress. We are hoping not to see more cabinet reshuffles soon, but it's a space to watch.
It is definitely a space to watch. Now, we understand not everyone likes politics, not everyone is into education and all these serious topics that we've been touching on, and it's a morning, right? We want to start it off a bit nicely and slowly, just for you. An easy morning, just for you to enjoy. Now, Bukayo Saka is back. Bukayo Saka is back on the pitch and he's making the right moves because Arsenal won last night 2-1. Imagine that. Amazing. Just like Danflo is dressed in red, I think this just shows you how exciting it is for Arsenal fans across the country, isn't it?
Definitely.
So what else is happening in the sports world?
Other than that, we're having a golf. This April, we'll be having our teams play in South Africa. So the top Kenyan players, that is in golf, closed in on tickets to play in April Sunshine Tour final stage qualifier in South Africa. And we are hoping our teams can bring back trophies.
Yes. That's definitely for sure. And in case you also missed other games that have been happening in line with football, there was Forest versus Manchester, and unfortunately Manchester lost 1-0, and there was also Wolves versus West Ham, where the game also ended at 1-0. Now these are Tuesday's EPL results. We're waiting to see how the season continues, but for now we are very excited in how the sports scene is looking, in how the political scene is looking, but do not feel left out when it comes to business, because there's also a lot happening in that world, isn't there?
Very much happening.
There is a lot. Now, just to get you started in what's happening in the business and in the country, there are new levies which are raising a storm at Mombasa Port. Now, just to give you context about what's been going on, Mombasa Port is very strong. It's helping Kenya in exporting and also importing. However, Mombasa Port is also being used by Sudan to get the tools that they need for the tea that has not been going into their country directly. Now, these are some of the things that are happening. Is there any development in business that you think will concern our lovely viewer?
I think one that I saw very interesting was on there's a hike in prices of tomatoes and sukuma wiki. So those are basic household commodities, meaning that there has been an increase in inflation from last year to this year March by 3.5%. So that is a bit worrying, particularly at a time when Kenyans have been decrying the high cost of living. So I think, of course, we are hoping our economists, particularly the economic advisors to the president, the treasury, can address those issues so that we find a way of stabilizing the economy. Interesting points raised there. And when we talk about the treasury is also being put on the spot by the Council of Governors, who are claiming that there have been budget cuts affecting the money being used in devolution. Now, according to the Council of Governors, the money that was supposed to be used in development is not really going there. But according to the Treasury and the Controller of Budget, is that the money is being used only or mostly on salaries. And this is not the proper running of a county, which is putting the county government and the national government at loggerheads. We are waiting to see how that story develops. But just as we have highlighted on these stories on business, have you been experiencing blackouts? Have you been experiencing moments when you're wondering when will the electricity be coming back? Now, yesterday, EPRA, the Energy and Petroleum Regulation Authority, released a report whereby they stated that they have been getting electricity from Ethiopia, making the geothermal producers of Kenya reduce their production. Now, this caused a lot of uproar around the country because people are wondering,
Why will this happen? We have our own energy, we have our own producers, but according to them, it is much cheaper. And guess what? This deal is for 25 years. Imagine that. And the deal was gotten in 2022, so we have a long way to go. We still have a lot of power to be produced. Let's just hope and pray less blackouts.
And on the you just mentioned about counties not spending enough of their revenue on development. So according to the control of budget, one of the counties that actually uses a lot of their revenue on wage bill is Kisii County. Kisii County uses up to 60% of its wage bill only on paying salaries. And so that means only 40% is left for other to run other things in the county, including development. Another county that was highlighted by the controller of budget is Mombasa. Mombasa has uses up to 57% of its revenue to simply pay wages. So on average, according to the controller of budget, 35% of each county's budget goes to paying of salaries. So a lot needs to be done to ensure that there's need to look into the budgets of counties to ensure that we also have some amount that goes into development.
Yes, that's very true. And now bringing you back to today's events, the president is in Mount Kenya for his 5-day tour. He's currently on his 3rd day, but some interesting developments happened yesterday. KICC, have you ever seen that tall building in CBD? Have you ever enjoyed the nice views of this place? Now, the board chair was fired, and guess for what? For not wanting to go with President Ruto to Mount Kenya. Is it petty? Is it realistic? But this is what Irungu Nyakera has to say. This comes just a week before the Farmers' Party intends to make a major decision to quit Kenya Kwanza. So there's a lot of people who are actually thinking of leaving the party because their concerns are not being addressed. We are seeing this trend with President William Ruto's regime, whereby different parties are claiming not to be listened to. Just as we began, Justin Muturi is also complaining about the same issue, and we're waiting to see just how this unfolds. But these are some of the stories that we have highlighted for you for this morning, this breakfast. Keep you warm, keep you getting ready for your day, get you started. My name has been Rafa Ngutusi.
Please grab a copy of your newspaper as you head to work. My name is Dan Flo Lindwe.
Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you tomorrow, same time, same place here at CBS News Kenya.